the great leap, isn't it? And I have one student in particular who was the youngest I'd ever taken on. He was 13 when he came to me. He's now, I think, coming up to 16, and he was playing 3-chord songs, Paul Kelly stuff, that kind of thing, when he came to me. Now he can improvise in pretty much any key. Now, shredding per se, I have mixed feelings about the concept, but there's no way you can get around the idea that you have to learn a few scales. And you know, people talk about modes, and there's a great fear in some players, blues and rock players, about being too complicated or learning too much information as if it's like a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but certainly if you want to be able to shred, you have to understand that there are notes that are more advantageous and some that are less advantageous. Now, the idea of shredding, for a lot of people, and I saw somebody write an article years ago about shredding the pentatonic scale, and all they did was add every single passing note you know, in the block between the first and the minor third on the fretboard. You know, so instead of just being, I don't think that's the answer to shredding, but shredding should be something which is a little bit more deliberate than just playing every single fret and every single note. So my advice to people who want to shred is usually to learn the actual minor scales, the natural minor, the melodic minor, the harmonic minor scales. They have a slight difference, and get used to the sound of those differences so that you can actually use them at will along with the major scale. Blues and rock is predominantly played in these minor modes. That's not always correct, but that is simply how it is. So, so you've got to get your head around some scales. And when people talk about, I had somebody come to me a while ago and say, listen, I want to learn how to play better solos, but I don't want to learn scales and all that stuff, you know. They said, can you teach me? I said, well, no, I can't, you know. You can't come to me and say, I want to be a novelist, but I don't want to learn punctuation and spelling and all that stuff. You actually have to put some time into doing that. So that's my real tip. And then, of course, you have to really get your 3s and 4s working on the guitar. So you have to be able to pick what you can hammer. So when you're talking about hammering, I'm not even doing very well myself, but so you have to be able to pick the notes that your left hand can play. So that becomes the key to match hands. So.